The World Health Organization has named it one of the top 10 health threats facing humanity in 2019, vaccine hesitancy. It is the reluctance or refusal to vaccinate, despite the availability, of vaccines. Today, we learned an unvaccinated French child is suspected to have reintroduced measles to Costa Rica after the country had been free of the disease for 5 years. Our reporter, Ole Alsaker, has been following the story for us. Ole, tell us a little bit more about this.
What we know so far is this French boy on holiday in Costa Rica, he broke out in a rash, so his parents took him to a doctor who diagnosed him with measles. They later found out that there had been a measles outbreak at the boy's school back in France. Now, the family is quarantined in Costa Rica while authorities are trying to figure out who the boy may have been in contact with while in the country and on his way there.
And can you tell us a bit more about this vaccine hesitancy concept?
Yeah, first of all, it's important to say it's not clear why neither this boy nor actually his mum were vaccinated against measles. But vaccination hesitancy, that dates back to the 1990s, specifically to an article in the medical publication The Lancet, which linked the MMR vaccine with autism. Now, that's a vaccine against measles, mumps, and rubella. Now, this has long been debunked, and The Lancet has retracted that article years ago. But unfortunately, these claims are still being spread by people who don't want their children vaccinated. Now, this so-called anti-vaxxer movement, they have issues with all vaccines, not just this MMR vaccine, but that specific vaccine has got a lot of attention recently because of high outbreaks of measles, even in the Western world, such as France. Now, just last week, the World Health Organization, they announced that there have been a 50% increase in measles outbreaks just from 2017 to 2018. Wow. And they are linking it to this anti-vaccination movement. Now, we have a clip of the organization's director for vaccines, so let's have a listen to what she has to say.
We have a fantastic vaccine against measles. Unfortunately, the vaccine isn't being used to the degree that it needs to be used. Since the year 2000, we've had a massive reduction in the cases of measles and deaths from measles. Unfortunately, we're backsliding now, and we're having an increase in the number of cases, and this is actually a tragedy for families and children.
So why is there backsliding, and why is the anti-vaxxer movement still gaining traction?
Well, it has to be said, much of this misinformation is being spread online, and so the social media companies need to take some part of this blame. Now, just today, the British newspaper, the Sunday Times, they published an investigation into YouTube and how, if you search on YouTube for expert advice on vaccinations, you're quite often directed to anti-vaccination conspiracy theories. Now, we tried some of these searches ourselves, and as you can see, the autocomplete function, for example, if you search for flu jab, gives you results like flu jab gone wrong, flu jab cancer. This is just one of many examples that the Sunday Times brings up. Now, the Google, which owns YouTube, they are saying they are pulling ads from videos connected to the anti-vaccination movement. They're also trying to, they're taking steps to addressing medical misinformation on all their platforms. So that's a small step, but there's still work to be done.
A very viral story, as you were saying earlier. Ole Alsaker, thanks very much for that.